Hello, onegaishimasu. There are many Japanese martial arts, some dating back hundreds of years. This video will help you understand why there's such an overlap and why there are so many different words for similar styles. It's important to realize that a lot of names are modern and interchangeable. They're often just a guide as to what a teacher thinks is important about their skill. The Japanese warrior caste that we call samurai were known as bushi, gentlemen of war. Many had their own codes of conduct and chivalry. Bushi trained from a very young age to be good at a variety of weapons. Although they did use the famous katana, in the chaos of battle, it was very easy to break or lose your sword, and you needed to be adaptable and fight unarmed if necessary. There are three terms which frequently appear when we talk about martial arts: Ryu, Jutsu, and Do. Ryu means a school or style of fighting, and there are some combat schools that have techniques dating back centuries. In fact, there's a wonderful term, Koryu, which means old school, used for martial arts with long traditions. The term Jutsu is often used for martial arts with a traditional purpose, focusing on the craft, the science, the lethal effectiveness of the skill. Bujutsu is a term for the art of warfare, the science of combat. A school focusing on a particular weapon can use the word jutsu very easily. Bojutsu, Jojutsu, Sojutsu, Kyujutsu, Naginata Jutsu. Although Kenjutsu is a generic term for the art of the sword, Batojutsu is the art of drawing the sword to efficiently attack or defend at a moment's notice. Iaijutsu translates to something like the art of awareness and reaction. These two terms can be interchangeable because they both revolve around the act of drawing, cutting, and returning the sword, but an instructor may prefer one word over the other. Jiu-Jitsu is the art of flexibility or adaptability, and is often used to describe unarmed fighting. Although punches and kicks are likely to have been part of unarmed training, Jiu-Jitsu focuses on the worst-case scenario, a person having lost his weapons, facing an armoured, weapon-wielding opponent. That is why there are so many techniques involving joint locks, breaks, throws, and taking weapons, as these might be the only smart options available. From the 1850s, Japan was changing drastically. The old ways were being hidden, as they were thought of as unfashionable and dangerous to show in a time where the major powers, Britain, France, and America, were taking control of countries that they thought inferior. From then on, the word do started being used more frequently. Its translation is usually way or path, and signifies the different mentality between learning martial arts to be a more perfect warrior and learning them to protect yourself and the way you live your daily life. Many schools started adapting their teachings, removing techniques that were dangerous to practice, accepting regular people into the dojo, moving away from jutsus, and becoming dos. The term Budo, or Gendai Budo, means modern ways of war, and can be used to describe modern martial arts. Jutsu and Do can be interchangeable, and are sometimes thought of as hard or soft variations of the same skills. It's often just a state of mind, looking at the science or the philosophy of the same art. Some styles have also turned their martial arts to competition and sport, as in the case of Kendo, which uses bamboo swords and armor to allow two people to test their discipline and skill with the sword. Batodo and Iaido are all about drawing the blade and performing a smooth kata with perfect focus. Judo focuses its flexibility on taking an opponent's balance so they can be thrown effortlessly. Alongside these updated samurai skills are other well-known arts. Sumo is a form of wrestling dating back over 1,000 years, with ceremonies taken from Shinto and traditional etiquette. Aikido is often called the way of harmony, by adapting older jujutsu and kenjutsu techniques. It relies on flowing with an opponent's attack and neutralizing their aggression. Karate is known as empty hand, a martial art from Okinawa. Its unarmed fighting is actually descended from Chinese families hundreds of years ago, spreading what they knew of early forms of kung fu. Ninjutsu is the overall training of the ninja, the art of espionage and assassination, which has been dramatically overrated at times, but did keep many shogun and daimyo on their toes. I hope this video helped. Please like and share it if it did, and feel free to use the annotations to rewatch this or some of my other videos. Domo arigatou gozaimasu.